How to deal with feeling inferior. Hi everyone, Dan back here from the Geek Physique for another video. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel and ring the notification bell. Competence equals confidence. As Alex Hormozi says, you don't get confident shouting affirmations in the mirror, but by an undeniable stack of achievements that proves to you that you are who you say you are. Outwork your self-doubt. So as you get better in any domain you feel inferior in, you will automatically start to feel less inferior. But what's assumed there is that there's a domain, there's a thing. And if you feel inferior in general, then you don't have a thing or things, right? So if you're not sure what the thing should be, just pick something, right? And I'm going to go over something in the next point, which is going to be really crucial here, but a really good place to start, and I often start with this with a lot of the guys I speak to, is your fitness and your health, right? Fitness comes first, health is wealth. If you don't have those two things, then you know it's kind of the foundation, right? So you want to start there, and it's a really good place for anyone to start because it really gives you a lot of skills and benefits that you can carry into other domains as well. Things like discipline and management of your time, planning, goal setting, all of those things you can then use in another domain, which actually brings me on to my second point, which is you want to fill multiple buckets. Something else I've seen, especially being into my fitness, is if you go too far one way, you can actually leave other buckets empty and become quite a one-dimensional person. And that's where you see a lot of fitness guys that just don't really have maybe a girlfriend or a partner, or they don't have that many friends or social connections because they're completely obsessed with that one thing. And if you're going to take that one thing to the ultimate level, then fair enough, but there is a price you pay for that, right? So just understand that. But seeing as we're talking about feeling inferior, and often that means generally, or it can mean generally, then I would assume you want to fill multiple buckets, okay? Because chances are you're not going to be that 1% that can take it all the way and jump on the Olympia stage with your health and fitness. So not only do you want to focus on your physical and mental health, you also should focus on your social life and your relationships, right? Be that with the opposite sex or the same sex, whatever you're interested in, and your career and hobbies as well. So I would say those are kind of the main buckets. I'm going to say those one more time. Your physical and mental health. I would say every guy, anybody actually, not just guys, would benefit from at least lifting twice a week. You don't have to be completely into lifting. You can have another sport as well, or another physical practice as well. But 2 times a week lifting really gives you a good base and will give you a decent body shape. Any more than that will really allow you to start to really improve your physical shape as well. And then you can have some other kind of physical discipline if you're only lifting twice a week. And then your social life and relationships, I would say try to catch up with friends, at least one or many friends once a week, with your family at least once a week, and to have a relationship, right? Life done on your own can be quite boring, all right? You can be very lonely. So you want to at least have close friends or a partner, right? And then career and hobbies. And if you don't have a partner, if you're dating frequently and you'd rather be single, but you are dating frequently, that's okay as well. Let you make that decision on your own. And a career and hobbies. The reason I say and hobbies is because a lot of people don't have careers, they have jobs. So they may be doing a shift work or a 9 to 5. And if you don't absolutely love your career, it probably would really help if you had at least one thing on the side. Now, your physical and mental health, like improving that. So that could be things like I said, going to the gym or having some kind of sport or physical practice. And then your mental health, it could be that you're into meditation or reading or just learning about things, right? Improving your mental capacity, your vocabulary, your, becoming more articulate, writing. All of these things can be seen as hobbies as well. So you can see how these things kind of can impact one another in a positive way. So when it comes to your physical health, if you just go to the gym, interact with other people, that will help your social skills. If you're looking for a physical practice, I like Muay Thai and boxing, right? So I'm actually in the process of looking for a new Muay Thai or MMA gym. And part of that is because it would be great to meet like-minded trainees, have that masculine bond with other guys. It's a really good thing. And those are my hobbies as well. And when you're filling these multiple buckets, you want to try to improve them, right? You don't have to have goal setting for all of these things. Some of them can just be for fun, but I would say at least one or two of them, you want to be looking to improve in that domain, right? It can be a bit tiresome trying to improve absolutely everything in your life. It's like too much self-improvement, right? And you want to just do some things because you just find them fun, right? And you're not tracking everything. That's what I tell my clients. Like, you track your lifting, you track your weigh-ins, your measurements, maybe even your sleep if that's something you struggle with. But it's okay to have some things that you just do for fun, and it can be a bit of a balance thing where it takes away from just being militant and tracking everything. But on the flip side, if you're getting better at things, it really fills you with a sense of meaning and fulfillment because you're moving forward in that thing. Okay, point number 3, use it or lose it. This is very similar to the previous point, but I wanted to make this a separate point because I think it's quite topical after what we went through the last few years. It's 2023 right now if you're watching this video in future. So, with things like the lockdown, I noticed myself and people I know, in my partner as well, she said the same thing. And in my friends, they also agreed. And we were just traveling, we were in Mexico and we met some amazing people, some Mexican people, Canadian people, all sorts of different people, American people as well. And they agreed that, it really hit your social skills. And even the most extroverted of people found that, you had to learn to talk to people again. I know that sounds crazy to say, but it really was an indication to me. And I was just talking to someone close to me about this just this weekend. They were saying, I don't know what I'd do if I had to go date again. I don't really want to use the apps. And, I have mixed feelings about the apps myself. I think one of the best ways you can set yourself apart when looking for a partner, or just to get to know people, right? Just to take the pressure away of looking for a partner, is just talking to people out and about, right? Especially in the UK, I don't know how it is in the US, but what I noticed when I was out in Mexico is everyone is just talkative and happy to have a conversation and have a laugh and doesn't take themselves too seriously and hasn't got a miserable face on. So me and my partner, I wouldn't say we're the most extroverted people, but we are outgoing people, right? We like to get to know people, and we did get to know a lot of people and had made a lot of new friends, connected with a lot of people, got their details on social media, stuff like that. But it showed me that here we both agree, especially living in London, people aren't as approachable. And if you're a Londoner, you know what I mean. You get on the tube, everyone's got a miserable face on. So it isn't as normal, but I think you can actually set yourself apart by getting to know people. If you're out and about in a coffee shop, get chatting to someone. If you're in the queue waiting to pay, get chatting to the person who's behind the counter or who's ahead of you or behind you in the queue. Or if you're just sitting in a chilled coffee shop and someone passes a smile at you, especially if it's a girl and you're trying to date, right? But you're not, you do feel inferior, just say hi, right? What's the worst that can happen? Usually the simplest things are the most things. And if you can crack a joke quite quickly, that's usually a good step to go next, right? But if you don't do those things frequently, it's going to feel unnatural. You're going to feel inferior in those settings. And like I said at the start, competence breeds confidence and you're not going to be competent at something unless you practice in that thing, right? And like I said in the second point, you can kind of see how these all have like a nice positive feedback loop. As long as you're keeping multiple parts of your life topped up and you're filling multiple buckets, you shouldn't then feel inferior generally, right? You should feel competent, which will make you feel confident, and just top it up, right? Even if you're in a relationship, right? I actually think it's very important, especially if you're quite a driven person. You work from home as well. That's another point I should have made a bit sooner, but it's really crucial. Is in this work from home economy, like, it can be very easy to become isolated and to become lonely. So make sure, even if you don't have the opportunity to see friends, which a lot of my friends are busy, so catch up with them on the phone. Get out in the day, right? Don't just stay at home watching Netflix or playing video games or whatever you do. Some of that is okay, right? I know some self-improvement people will say that you can't do any of that, right? It's a sin, right? A complete sin to do any of that. I think if you get your hard work done first, you're moving forward in your life and you're filling your multiple buckets, a bit of Netflix and a bit of video games, I think is actually okay. People might, feel free to rinse me in the comments. You can say it's cheap dopamine. I agree, right? Go for the real dopamine first is what I'm saying, right? If you're going to be at home all day and you've caught up with friends and you don't really have anything else to do, you've gone to the gym or you've gone to your class or you've got your steps in already or whatever it is, you've done what you need to do first, then watch your Netflix, then, play your video games. But that's it, guys. I'm going to summarize these points one more time. So the first point is competence breeds confidence. You don't get confident shouting affirmations in the mirror. You do by having an undeniable stack of achievements that proves you are who you say you are. Number 2, fill multiple buckets: physical, mental health, social life and relationships, career and hobbies. And number 3, use it or lose it, right? Especially your social skills after the last few years. And if you work from home, you want to make sure you're practicing just talking to people when you're out and about, making sure you keep those social skills sharp, especially if you're trying to look for a partner. Okay, and even if you're in a relationship as well, I still think that's important. I hope this video was helpful, guys. Make sure you leave a like, leave a comment below if you've got any questions or you disagree with any of these points. And there's probably going to be another video here or here. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good day.